If I can just talk about the question, identify two ways this text targets a specific audience group. The first thing you have to do is think about who the audience for this advert is. And the first reaction you might have is that it's aimed at teenagers, and particularly male teenagers. And that is true to an extent, but it has a wider audience. If you look at the bottom, help us turn around disadvantaged young lives with the power of sport. It's not just trying to target young teenage people, it's also targeting an older demographic, sports people perhaps, who would want to donate to charity, and they actually might be more of a significant target audience than teenagers because they've got more money. Now, these are difficult points to try and get your head round, but one of the things you can do is you can think about the key areas of study for media, one of which is representation. Now, how has this young man been represented? That's the question that you need to put. It's heavily cropped. We can't see his whole face, but we assume that he's actually a younger guy because of the anchoring text talking about passing his GCSEs. So he's represented as quite a sort of vulnerable person. The other way you can think about this is by thinking about narrative. Narrative is a posh word for story. Everything that you look at, usually in terms of media and advertising, usually has a background story, an implied story. And there is a story here if you look at it. The story is that someone bad has turned good. And the story is that that person has been helped by the sported charity. So what these advertisers are doing is they're saying that the charity improves somebody's lives, and they're doing that through a very simple method of identical images with different anchoring text. It's important to look for the story, to look for the narrative. Stories can be told with pictures just as they can be told with words. And the common thing in advertising is to tell stories with pictures and a few words, because the point is people don't spend their time reading reams and reams of text. They tend to want to take bites of text, and that's why these are done as they are. So first of all, the images draw you in, and then you read the advert, the text that follows.